Hey, so I saw your siblings, whatchamacallit. Are my tires okay? They look okay. Kind of. But yeah, I did see, um, on the thingy, crud, um, I have $9 in my spare bank account. Anyways, so I checked on the thingy of your siblings page, and I thought it was cool, especially the paint splatter and such. It looks like a lot of fun to do, and I can't walk and talk. I'm dying. Oh. Anyways, yeah, where like paint splatter and enjoy with friends and family, and like just throwing it all around while having a plastic bag, or if a person has on white clothes, would they be able to splatter all over that? That seems like fun also. So either way, it's like, hey, he'll be nice and protective, and yeah, it's like really cool. So yeah, overall that looks like a lot of fun. It kind of reminds me of Princess Diaries. Oh, it echoes out here. Yeah, so it kind of reminds me of. So it's empty, but then echo. It kind of reminds me of Princess Diaries, where basically, like, in the first one, Mia is with her mom, and they're basically throwing darts at balloons that are filled with paint. And so they're throwing these darts at the paint-filled balloons, and basically having them pop, and then whenever they pop, it's like, bam. Yeah, they go ahead and pop and then explode, and it gets paint everywhere. And I think they went ahead and wore like plastic ponchos / rain jackets, and it's like, oh. So yeah, I would say that just overall looks like a lot of fun, and especially being able to splatter it all around, of like hitting drums or something. And oh, I imagine it makes such a cool music video. I think I've seen a music video like that. I could be totally wrong. Where it's basically they had a, what was it? They had, where basically they were like hitting drums and such, and basically you see powder or paint like explode everywhere, and it's like, oh, that is so cool. So yeah, overall, I think it's really cool, where it's like that, and just being able to have fun with that all. So that's really, really cool. Also, I got a kick out of your cousin's page, where it's like, oh, if it's my, this number child, I totally believe whatever's going on. So, the mischievousness that kids get into, what can I say? I imagine it's loads of fun. And maybe very interesting. Oh, speaking of fun, so I was over at, I was picking up my friend Sunday. I went ahead and sent a message to my friend's daughter, and just, hey, has she been tested for dementia? I don't even know if she thought, you know what, this could be dementia, because like when you're in it, when you're living with it, like you don't entirely realize. Which reminds me, I need to give you an update about the lady who invited me to Thanksgiving dinner a few years ago. So, let's see. But yeah, so I finally told her about it. But, oh shoot. Yeah, I think there's a music video in which they actually like hit stuff, and then you see like all these colors fly up. And I think the people are wearing like white in the music video, and they hit these drones or whatever, and the colors fly up, and they get this paint and such all over them, and it's like, oh, that's so cool. So there's that. What's another one? So there's that. Oh yeah, so living with someone, whenever you're in it, you don't entirely realize, oh, okay, like this is not normal or something. It's like, okay, you're living in it day to day, and it's like, okay, like it's just part of life, basically. And it's just like you're in it, you're frustrated and all that jazz, and it's like, okay. Oh, which reminds me, okay, daughter and her kid. So my friend's grandson, so he's like 3-4 years old, so he's a kid. He's adorable too. But the daughter, she's a few years older than I am, but she's like, what was it? Yeah, so she's a few years older than I am. And at one point, like, she brought her son out. And, like, sometimes parents are like, no, I got the door. I'll go ahead and open it. Well, in this case, it's like, you know what? You're full of energy. You want to open up? You can open up. So he, like, stands on the step that's on the SUV/crossover. He goes up and reaches up and opens it up. So he opens up the door, and then after, I think he tried a couple of times to open it and wouldn't open, and finally, like, after like 3-4 times, it finally opened. And then after that, he like pushed on the door, not just once, but like multiple times, sort of hitting it to keep it open. So like, in class last semester, I remember we were taking the class, and it mentioned that basically older adults are a lot more patient as parents. And I can see that because, like, A, I go through life, and B, like, as I'm going through life, I learn and I understand more. And it's like, you know what? Like, people are just living their lives. And sometimes the way kids handle stuff is different how we would handle stuff. And so she just, like, let him do that because he's, like, trying to make sure it stays open. And sometimes the door closes. And so I thought that was very interesting, very patient. And it's just letting the kid get energy out. And it's like, okay, well, you're not hurting anything. You're just trying to make sure that the door stays open. As long as you, like, if we ask you to do something, you go and do it, you're okay. So you don't have to do exactly what we say, but, like, hey, you can't hit other people, but you can go ahead and, like, run around and, like, punch a punching bag or just stop hitting. So yeah, it's like, okay, you know, cool. Anyways, so remember where I mentioned, like, it was 1.5 years ago, I went to a Thanksgiving dinner, and then after one lady, I was like, I can't be around them anymore, because what is that the wife and the husband, they have a nonverbal autistic son, and it's to the point where, like, she didn't help out at all with anything, and instead she had the husband do stuff, and then she would ask the husband to do stuff while he's in the middle of it, or, like, ask him to do stuff while he's, like, busy with something else. And so he would often do that, and I'm like, okay, this doesn't make me feel comfortable. And then also, like, she would ask me for help, and I'm like, man, like, may not with her son, but, like, with carrying stuff. And my mental thinking is, ma'am, like, you have arms that are free, and you're asking me to hold, like, I don't mind carrying some of the stuff, but it's like, okay, you're asking me to also hold a few of the items, like more than a few, or like a majority of the items. And I'm just like, no, I don't feel comfortable with this, because it's like, you need to have responsibility for this. Well, her mom, I found out over a period of time, her mom actually has schizophrenia, and it's bad enough where she is currently institutionalized. And her mom started showing signs of schizophrenia when she was like 42 years old. Now, what is that there's some schizophrenia that it shows up because you're taking drugs, weed, for example, or maybe like due to stress. So high forms of stress will cause people to develop schizophrenia, unfortunately. What I mean by high is like, you're literally in a war zone and you develop PTSD. Like, you're literally like in a war-torn country and you develop PTSD and bipolar or schizophrenia or anything like that. So, like, those things I can see trigger schizophrenia. In this case, it's purely genetic. And so what it is that it's suspected that she also has schizophrenia, and the reason why is because She walked in. She was, so basically, it's me and telling you and all of YouTube this information. Basically, she went, aside from that, nobody else I'm going to tell, except for all of YouTube. So, yeah, maybe a couple hundred people or so. She went ahead and, what was it? She went across the street, went into the backyard of someone, and then went inside their house in their backyard. And I was like, oh. And the people went ahead and called the cops, which I'm glad that's all they did, because, like, people can carry guns. Was it in the Capitol? And thankfully she's not in the Capitol. But in the Capitol, was it like the past week? A couple of people, like 15 and 18 years old, they tried to break into this lady's house. She went ahead and shot and killed the 15-year-old. They had ski masks on. The 18-year-old escaped. And because the 15-year-old was killed, the 18-year-old who tried to break in is being charged with his murder, because they both tried to get into the apartment. And it's like, like, you went ahead and attempted to, I don't know what, at least break into somebody's house with a ski mask. It's kind of obvious what, like, you guys were about to do something illegal. That much is for sure. And so she went ahead and defended herself, and in return, the 15-year-old got killed, and then you're being charged with his murder because you decided, I want to go ahead and do who knows what. And she's not being charged. I'm just like, really? So now he gets the guilt. He gets to live with the guilt of his friend's death, and he gets to be charged with his friend's death because they made the decision to come over to someone's house. I would have to say that sounds like very much vendetta. Like, you're guilty of this person that you didn't even kill, but at the same time, you made the choice to break into somebody's house. And I think overall, like, some people are really tired of crime, so it's like, don't do it. Just don't. It's such a bad idea. Like, so bad. Just don't. You might be killed. Or watch your friend be killed, and then after that be charged with your friend's murder. So, yeah, bad idea. Very, very bad idea. Yeah. Hey, at least he gets 3 square meals a day. Anyways, so... but yeah, so I was kind of relieved, especially that nobody pulled out a gun and she's still alive. And all that happened was that the cops were called on her. She is currently, last time I heard, which was Sunday, she is currently being held at a facility, but they can only hold her for like 72 hours, I think. But like, she's giving all the right answers and such. It's just that, like, she is diagnosed with bipolar 1. And then they claim that it is because of the bipolar 1, but bipolar 1 shouldn't, I guess, cause a person to decide, I'm going to go into somebody else's house. So, yeah. What is another thing? So, bipolar going into somebody's house. There is something else. So, the son, her son, who's nonverbal autistic, they're like, okay, he's not going to leave anywhere or like leave out of the house except to pretty much go to school. And she tried to take him with her. She also woke up in the middle of the night and was like, I'm the queen of, I forget what, like, I'm the queen of this or that or whatever. So yeah, overall, yeah, it kind of sucks. I asked, it's really weird. Okay. I asked, what do you think will happen? Because that, like, even if she's on medication, the husband, I feel bad for the husband, most of all, because he's been living with a nonverbal autistic son and then a wife who I think might be just overwhelmed by it all and doesn't know to help and is afraid of helping or something. So I don't know. So, yeah. So, yeah, overall, I'm just like, I feel bad. Just in regards to the whole situation. So, yeah. I feel bad for the husband. I hope that she gets tested soon. I asked what are they going to do, because in my case, I'm thinking insurance and money. And she said they'll probably hand her over to the state. So she'll probably spend the rest of her life in a mental health facility, especially if she ends up being tested and tested positive and all that jazz. So I'm like, you know what? I understand. I do. So, yeah. We'll see how life goes, how things go. So, yeah. I don't know. I hope from what I understand, just because of everything, like, gotta go.